Just for a change, this is coming to you from the garden of the worldwide headquarters of Philip James Financial Services. Well, come Thursday, 4th July, it will have been a long 6 weeks and the election will finally be here. The most asked question to me as a financial advisor has been over these 6 weeks, should we change anything now? Won't everything crash if Labour get in? Won't we have to pay a lot more tax? Now, I don't think either question comes as a result of any successful electioneering by any of the parties this time around. It seems instead to be a baked-in fear or worry, maybe especially for the generation from which most of our clients come. And as you may know, the average age of our clients, and in fact those of most financial advisors, is just under 60. But it has also been asked by younger, what you might, if you were a campaigning type person, describe as hard-working families. Okay, investments first of all. Well, as many of the stock market crashes in my living memory, or those that stand out, have happened under Conservative governments, as have actually happened under Labour. 1972, Ted Heath, 1987 Maggie, 2002 dot-com bubble, that was Blair, 2009 the global financial crisis, Brown, 2016 Brexit, 2020 COVID, Cameron and Boris. I actually always remember and say that some of the most significant boom times for both money and the arts happened under Labour. Swinging Beatles London, cool Oasis and Blur Britannia. So for investments, no difference, I'd say. And remember, only around 15 to 20% of most mixed portfolios these days will actually be, for better or worse, invested in the UK. As for tax, well, as we know, whoever gets in is going to need more money. Now, we know from bitter experience that Liz Truss style tax cutting for growth leads to a lot more pain than gain. And you'll have heard ad infinitum from all the opposition parties that the tax burden in the UK is at a 70-year high. And that's mostly down to the freezing of allowances and the return of inflation. Everyone, of course, has to pledge not to raise income tax. It's just become a thing, which means they have to tiddle around with other stuff and not, in my opinion, bite the actual bullet. Here's what I think for what it's worth, which is probably not much. When I first started proper work, the basic rate of income tax was actually 33%, and that's just how it was, so I guess you got on with it. However, I'd just left university where I'd had a very handsome grant, not had to pay tuition fees, not had to get a loan to pay for my tuition fees. I got tax relief on my mortgage payments for my first flat. The benefits system sort of worked, and you could stroll into a doctor's waiting room, hang around for half an hour and get to see an actual doctor face to face. I'd never have thought of needing private medical insurance or of pulling my own teeth out. So with many a caveat, that's what I prefer, and that's where I think we have to head. We won't, of course, and probably the only option for me would be to head somewhere cold and northern, not Scotland, but Aberland or Björkland, where, yes, a glass of rosé or gin and tonic is going to cost me 30 quid. Anyway, happy 4th of July, keep smiling, and we'll soon know the best or the worst.